1,000 points of Sawtech Dynasty Necrons tonight. This is what I'll be bringing. In the HQ slot, we have one Plasmancer. He's going to pay 1 point for Warlord trait, Implacable Conquer, and then another point for Relic, Veil of Darkness, of course. In the troops, we have 10 Necron Warriors with Gauze Flares. Destroyers, of course. In the heavy support slot, 3 Locust Destroyers with 1 Heavy Locust Destroyer, and then another same unit on the other side. In the fast attack, 3 Tomb Blades, because why not? They're quick. And then, of course, we do have more destroyers. The Scorpek Destroyers, 3 of them. And Triarch Stalker, been doing well in the Necron games so far. And then, of course, the auto take for me, the Doomsday. I absolutely love that. So that is 1,000 points on the dot. Let's see what Chris is bringing.
We have a battalion detachment of Ebon Chalice, Adepta Sororitas. They're being led in the front by a Canoness. She's got a little bit of tricked out stuff. She's got a relic with the super armor, the Iron Surplus of Saint Estella, and she's got a Blessed Blade, and then a stock Paladin there is the other headquarters choice. Across the front we have 4 troops. You have 4 basic Battle Sister squads. One of them has a Flamer stuck in it as well. Behind them, we've got 2 Rhinos that are carrying squads of, each carrying a squad of 4 Repentia with a Superior. For fast, we've got 2 squads of Seraphim coming in. Each squad of Seraphim has, 2 of the Seraphim have dual hand flamers. And then for my heavy slot, I've got just 2 engines, but they're not penitent engines. These are mortifiers. Mortifiers do have the Adepta Sororitas keywords. They get some of those benefits as well. So there you go. It comes in at 998 points.
Going to pause here before we deploy. We wanted to show you the table and how we typically set up. I do have lasers up on the ceilings, 2 of them, and these are like the industrial construction lasers that they use for leveling tile and all that kind of stuff. But 2 mounted on each side of the table allows for ease of, instead of putting rulers out or measuring, ease of deployment zones. So you can kind of see, it's kind of red on red, but you see them blinking laser lights. So we're doing diagonal deployment quarters, so from here all the way to there. Yeah.
And it's really great to have when you're doing deployment. You haven't got to worry about whether the markers have been slid around accidentally, or if keep putting your tape measure up and figuring it out. If you've got the chance to do this, highly recommend it.
All right, so we're going to see deployment next. All right, armies have been deployed. We did roll for Attacker Defender. Necrons 1 chose to be Attacker. Chris chose this side of the battlefield, so I'll let him go over his deployment.
Yeah, I kind of bunched up in the center, trying to take advantage of getting out into that terrain, or using it to block some of the, not block line of sight, but make it difficult to shoot through. And yeah, a lot of it's going to bunched up there. I got a couple squads right inside that building that are ready to walk through the wall and move out behind the Rhinos with the Repentia in it. And then a squad here that deployed trying to stay out of line of sight. I think that some of those guys do have an angle on them. And the Paladin's going to run up the field with them if they can survive. The Canoness is over in the group in the middle to try to run up and give her buffs to people trying to push up the middle.
We have Repentia on both those Rhinos.
That's correct.
And then 2 units of Seraphim in the skies above waiting to drop
They're
down.
on their way down.
So for the Necrons, pretty spread out across the diagonal deployment. In the backfield, we do have the Doomsday right on the 45-degree angle to go off where he needs to go. On the right flank, we have 3 Tomb Blades. They're probably deployed the most aggressively right on the line, waiting kind of mimicking Chris's other side with the sisters. Then we have unit of destroyers on the right side of the building, unit of destroyers on the left side of the building. In the building, we do have the 10 warriors tucked away on that objective in there. And then the Triarch Stalker holding down the middle. And then on the left here behind this building, we have the Plasmancer holding down the hab block there with the 3 Scorpex. So let's get to the first turn roll for the game. I'll roll first here. Let's see what we have. We have a big 3. Not bad. Let's see what Chris rolls. Big 5. So Chris is going first.
It's almost required for... you toe the line and pray that you go first. When you
That's
run
what
up.
the sisters do. Yes, exactly.
That's what we do. Let's see how it goes.
Get up in close and personal. So let's get to it. Turn 1. Top of turn 1. Just to go over CPs, Necrons started with 1, and now we're up to 2. And Sisters started with 2, and is up to 3.
Mm-hmm. My first Miracle Dice is a 3.
Yes, Miracle Dice.
So we just ran up the middle. Really, we running up, trying to get in that industrial structure. These girls coming out, towing onto this to try to do the recon sweep on it. Trying to get behind cover there, which was good. He's going to have to come after me if he's going to shoot at me. And I've got my 1 home base squad sitting inside that building. And they're controlling that objective, and they're going to try to retrieve Nephilim data.
Yeah. All right, so no psychic phase. Let's get to the shooting. Any shooting? We advanced. Yeah, we advanced everything, and everything in the middle is
everything are out of range.
Yeah, and everything in the middle is close combat stuff. So
yeah, all those guys advanced, except for these guys. And let's see, you got 24 inches. Can we shoot?
Hey, you might get
Nope, not even one boulder shot.
All right, so that's the end of top of turn 1. Let's head into the Necrons, which we both get a CP, bringing Chris up to 4 and me up to 3. Let's see what I do. Necron movement phase has been completed. Here's what happened. Just to remind everybody, I am on the protocol of the Vengeful Stars. Now, correct us if we're wrong. With the FAQ and Necrons, they said to phase out the Noble keyword and replace it with Necron's characters. So my understanding of that, now the Plasmancer is allowed to do command protocols. So let us know if we're doing that right. We think we are, and we'll play it for the game. But we are on Protocol of the Vengeful Stars. That just allows me, I did pick a Directive 1, basically on rolls of 6 in the shooting phase. It's an extra AP. So that'll help nullify the Armor Contempt, at least for this turn. So movement phase, I started out moving the Tomb Blades. Again, they're playing aggressively because why not? They headed up here on Objective 4 and are going to try and shoot off those sisters. We are towing in on that one objective there with one of them. The Doom side then did a 15-degree turn here and just sped up the field. We have shots here with the Death Ray and then the Tesla stuff. This destroyer unit popped over to the right, get some shots in on those mortar fires or rhinos. The warriors stayed put. We do have a screen here, a 9-inch bubble, at least in the backfield on this side. The Triarch Stalker did move back just because he does have a fair amount of range. These slid over. I'm a little hesitant about them being so close, but it is what it is. And then we did pop the Relic, Veil of Darkness, and veiled the Scorpex back behind the Sisters line here. And at the end of the movement phase, the Harbinger of Destruction from the Plasmancer did, you roll 3 dice on a 4-up. They do mortal wounds, and he succeeded in 2 of them. One other thing, the little serval skull here, Chris did do retrieve Nephilim data, so he has this quadrant for that points making stuff. So no psychic phase, same as the Sisters. Let's get to the shooting. Necron shooting phase, bottom of turn 1. As with anything with Necrons, it's what they do is shoot, unless you bring a full Necron close combat army. So what we did, we started out with the Triarch Stalker. Triarch Stalker targeted the mortifier that was behind this rhino here in cover. And we did pay 1 CP for Judgment of the Triarch, which just gives him +1 to hit. He hit 3 times, but ultimately he didn't wound anything. He rolled kind of poorly on the wound rolls. But it did light it up, didn't really affect anything with the targeting relay. We then moved over here with the Locust Destroyers. We played Methodical Destruction on the same mortifier for 2 points, so we're out of CP right now. But they lit them up and brought that mortifier down. What do we do next? We moved over to here. The Tomb Blades brought down 2 of the Sisters. A lot of shots came through, but the Sisters kind of held fairly strong with that one. Over here, we targeted the left mortifier behind the other Rhino with this unit, and they brought them down as well. And then we targeted the Doomsai here into the side of the Rhino and brought it down to 5 wounds, and then targeted the Tesla. I wanted to target them, but they just were not in line of sight of the Doomsai. So they targeted the Sisters in the middle and brought 1 down. And then over here, we brought another Sister down with the Plasmic Lance. So I have a 9-inch charge here on the Stalkers that deep striked. So let's just roll it on camera because I have it up. They get it in. They get 9-inch in. I'm going to roll for the what do you call it? Plasmancer as well. See if it gets more than a 9. No, double ones. So just the Scorpex are going to go in, and then the Plasmancer will be left out alone. So that is that. We'll check back in once we get the combat done. Yeah, that was quick. So yeah, those blades, they chopped the 2 remaining Sisters out. So you'll see the scores up on the screen for turn 1. Remember, we're not scoring primaries, the main primary now, but let's see what the secondaries netted us. Top of turn 2, Sisters have made their movement phase.
All right, so we had these Repentia get out and charge up against these destroyers, and the Rhino came and parked on this objective. Similar over here, these Repentia got out, charging up towards those destroyers. The Rhino moved on to the objectives. This squad that was wounded moved up more into the objective. This Canoness ran over to give them some help. This squad trailed back to do some contesting of this objective here. And then we brought in some of the Seraphim. We came in with Deadly Descent here, shot at the Warlord. Didn't quite get rid of him, but took some wounds off. And then the other Seraphim came into this industrial structure here and are seeing which way to go.
And then
these squad over here kept moving up. They're moving up to where they can essentially do some quarter grabbing and look for some Nephilim data.
Yep. All right, so let's head into shooting phase.
So shooting phase, these ladies who dropped in used 2 different stratagems. The Cleansing Flame was great because it gives 4+ wound rolls. Gives them make every 4+ wound rolls a mortal wound, so that was great. And then I used Cleansed by Fire to make sure each one of those hand flamers got the full 6. So they, the 2 hand flamer girls were positioned over here so they could see down into the unit down there, and they killed them.
Yep. Mortal wounds took them out.
And then the ones with the bolt pistols could see where the Plasmancer was, and they took his last wound off. And the rest of it was a little bit of dinky shooting here and there. The Rhinos shot, didn't do a whole lot, but the combined shooting over here of these bolters and the flamers there did, and I think these guys finally took these bolters finally took off the last point of one of those. What you call them?
Tomb Blades. Yep, one Tomb Blade fell, did not make its reanimation. And then we do have 1 wound on the heavy.
That was probably from the Rhino, I think, right?
Correct.
All right.
So the assault phase.
Try to get some charges off.
This will be the telling thing, I think, talking with Chris. If they get in and they do damage, and they can do damage. I've seen them take down destroyers in the past. So if they take them out, I think the Sisters have truly did their push. But let's see what happens. What happened, Chris?
Melee over here. I killed a destroyer, right? And
yes, I did Overwatch over here and brought
2 down.
Yeah, so
brought 2 down.
Yep.
So 2 got in, killed 1, Then you came back and killed another one of the Repentia. And over there...
you did bring 2 down. Reanimation brought one of them back.
Yep.
Yeah. And then over
And
here...
you killed one of the...
I killed
there.
one, yeah. And then the...
Over here, the Battle Sister didn't do much, but the Canoness killed the two
Tomb Blades.
over there.
All right, let's head into bottom of turn 2 Necrons. Necron bottom of turn 2 movement phase. Not a lot of units left, to be honest. But let's see what we can do to see. Because I'm going for grind them down. I'm going for bring it down. We also have to deal with objectives. Right now, Chris is on 1, 2, 3 objectives. So he's going to score his healthy 12. So what I did...
Well, I may. You're going to shoot me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As of now, he's going to score a healthy 12. So I got to cut into that amount. They stayed, and that's my dog. She says hi. They stayed in combat. I could have fallen back to open up the shooting, but I don't have much to shoot with. So they're going to theoretically maybe chip off at least the Repentia. The Superior will be there. The Warriors came out, and they are going to be the shots into this unit here and maybe split shot up into there. This Destroyer unit fell back on this objective, nullifying 1 objective from Chris. So brings them down to 8. I don't know. The Doomsai flew over here, and he has some shots. You know, the Death Ray is designed to kill armor. Rhino's down to the 5 wounds. Theoretically, I could implode that and get some points for bring it down. So that's that, people. Let me have a think about where I'm going to shoot now. I only have 1 CP to use. The Triarch Stalker did move up as well, so he's around as well. Let's see what happens. So here's what I chose to do for the shooting phase. See in your minds if you would agree. Actually, the first thing to shoot, I paid my 1 point for Judgment of the Triarch again on the Triarch Stalker, and he fired his big shots into the Seraphim up top and brought 2 down. It then lit him up with the targeting relay. Over here, then the Doomsai shot the Tesla into them and wiped them with that. There was a lot of 6s exploding. The Death Ray, unfortunately, did not hit the Rhino. So the Rhino's safe. So I was going for grind them down, remember, and bring it down for that one. These guys, the Necron Warriors, came out of cover and targeted the Repentia and did bring them down. I chose not to split fire. They all went in there, and I think it paid off. I did roll pretty healthy on the hit rolls.
You had a couple extra
Yeah.
damage done at the end, but it wasn't a ton.
Right. So that's it for shooting. You know, I'm not going to get grind them down because I only killed 2 units. If it goes amazingly well here, we'll see. I think what I'm going to do over here, we're going to have a think on the Triarch Stalker charging the Superior. I don't want a drawn-out combat there, but if I could kill her, maybe I can get some points here for grind it down. But let's see what I decide in the assault phase. Bottom of turn 2. This is what happened. I came close. I came close to getting 1 over for grind them down, but it didn't happen. I did try to charge in with the Warriors over here. I needed a 6. I rolled a 5, so they didn't get in. They ultimately, the Repentia attacked and brought 2 wounds off of one of the fellas, and then I put everything into her because I needed her gone. So she died from the destroyers. Over here, this just didn't work. I didn't hit enough. It theoretically could have killed the sister there, but he just didn't do anything, and then she didn't do anything in return. So that was drawn combat, kind of what I feared. But I was 1 away from 1 more kill to get the points. But is what it is, people. So let's head into Chris's turn, top of turn 3. He is going to score 8. I did not contest that one, but he's got 2 here. So that is that. And Chris, did we I don't know if we put it on the camera, but they did retrieve Nephilim data. I don't think we covered that one.
Nope.
In Chris's turn, he did get Nephilim data. So
I got 2, and I've got more than you, right? Isn't that how they go?
For what?
I've got 2, but I also have more than you. Is that on the
It's 2 and 2 actually. Yeah.
Right. Oh, because you have more. Because you have more there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So let's. You'll see the points on the screen, and we're headed into turn 3. Top of turn 3, movement phase.
Not a ton of movement. The unit over there is trying to get back around here so they can maybe get table quarters again this turn, but also somehow maybe get over to help out on that objective. This squad fell back. Not a great advance, but they're trying to get some protection and still contest that objective. Seraphim jumped from that building over to this building. And then a little bit of shuffling over here. And moving out my Canoness to try the really big charge over there. She wants to go try to punch somebody. So we'll see.
All right, on to the shooting phase. Charge. Okay, end of sister shooting phase.
Yeah. Not much happened. Basically shot a lot at this Doom side, see what I could do.
Down to 6.
Down to 6, yep. And then, yeah, that's really all I shot at, I think.
Yep.
Used Act of Faith to get the Canoness charging over into the Warriors so they could fight. She could fight somebody.
Yep, she's in, and then you charge the Rhino in.
Yeah, right to try to tie up those guys.
All right, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 assaults. They're all kind of miniature assaults, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Top of turn 3.
So, Canoness made it in with some miracle dice, but didn't really.
Brought one down,
right? No big deal. And, they didn't attack.
Oh, they didn't attack. We'll do that off camera.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wounded
She got 2 wounds, or 2 attacks got through, and then 1 fell.
And she took 1 wound herself over there.
Yep.
Nothing done to the stalker, but she's hanging in there with 1 wound left, and all the machines just slapping each other.
Yeah, metal on metal. Let's just get that in, and then we'll head into Necron turn 3. I'll let you know what happens. Turn 3, Necron movement phase. Nothing really happening here. I stayed in combat there, stayed in combat there, stayed in combat there. These guys did fall back just to screen. I know I'm probably going to get flamered by the Seraphim, but that's the tactic anyways. And then the Doomside did a minimum move just this way, so he has shots all around. Let's get to the shooting phase here. All right, shooting phase. Necrons melted the. Is it Superior?
Yep, Repentia Superior.
So Repentia Superior with the Trike Stalker. And then I decided that the Seraphim were the biggest threat on the table. Yes, not so much points-wise, but they could do some damage. So everything went into them, and I brought 2 down. Poor rolling for the Tesla. But oh well. That is what it is. So charges, I'm not charging anything, so we just have some ongoing assaults here and here. And that's that. Necrons, bottom of turn 3. Nothing really happened. Brought a wound off the sister. Nothing in return. And then 2 warriors dropped. And actually did 2 wounds to the Canoness. So, huzzah. That is that. You'll see the points on the screen. We're not horribly mismatched in points. But, yeah.
It's still close. It's close, I think.
Yeah. So we're going to end that one right there. Essentially, it was pretty late at night, and we needed to finish it up. But looking at the battlefield, we're going to give it to the sisters, victory to the sisters, just because, yes, the points were very close, and it could have gone truly, either way here, but I think the sisters had the better advantage for the win here. They were going to score their Nephilim and their recon points. The Necrons just weren't doing those secondary objectives as much as Chris kind of mid to late game there. So I think it would have been a close game no matter what. I do think the sisters would have come out on top. So congrats to Chris on the victory. It was a pretty fun battle report. Hopefully it was fun to view, being that kind of neck and neck. Chris did a really good job of tying up units, starting turn 2, tying up those destroyers. A lot of points there. And yes, I could have jumped out of there, but I didn't have enough units, backup units, to kind of shoot as I fell back. So that was unfortunate there. I think the first turn really did help the Adepta Sororitas there. Like Chris said, toe the line and see, hopefully you get first turn, and then you're into it. Because with the 2 rhinos full of the Repentia and then the mortifiers there's not enough in a 1,000-point battle to take down all 4 of those units, at least crack open the rhinos. Rhinos do their job in this instance. So bringing the mortifiers down, I thought, is a key priority. The Repentia are very brutal. Yes, they do fall, but they don't fall as they used to. With the invulnerable save, and then the feel no pains, they do stand up to some fighting. Now the Necrons didn't do bad. The Necrons did take out a lot, as they usually do. With the Veil of Darkness in the corner there, the Scorpex, taking that home objective, that was a pretty good Veil and charge there. One thing we did, a big mistake here in this battle report, we did notice, actually 2 battle reports now with the Sisters of Battle. When the Seraphim come down, I believe it's called Cleansing Flame Stratagem. We've been playing it 4-ups no matter what you roll, for mortal wound damage. We had a look mid-game there after we did the first one, and it's a max 3 mortal wound, so that would have really shifted, could have shifted the outcome of the game. Not sure, though. Yes, the Scorpex, they took a lot of wounds also to the pistols and the flamer damage, but if I rolled poorly, it would have been the same result. If I rolled average-wise, I probably would have had 1. If I rolled a little better, I probably would have had 2 Scorpex alive, which that's nothing to, kind of frown upon. So, ultimately, it would have maybe scored me another 4 points for primaries by grabbing that. It would have made Chris take another turn to try and deal with them. And who knows what 1 or 2 Scorpex destroyers could have killed. They could have charged out of that building and took that center sister unit out, probably. But oh well, we are learning. Like I said before, the Sisters of Battle, the Codex has been around, but Chris plays many armies too, so we can't always learn it out completely. But we're learning. We're not going to do that for future forward stuff. So, but ending it at where we did, I think it was fine. Adepta Sororitas, I think would have gotten the victory. So MVP of the round to the Sisters. I'm going to give it to the Repentia. Both of the squads performed very, very well. They did their job perfectly. And then for the Necrons, without the Triarch Stalker, did not do as much as it normally does. It whiffed the first turn, which was really bad. And then I think that even the second turn, it wasn't very good. But it was dealing out damage where it needed to be, and it was a nice backup unit to have, melting that Sister Repentia superior in the middle there in combat too. So that, I'm going to have to give it to probably the Destroyers, just because they took out those mortifiers, first turn, as they normally do. I think Chris is kind of accustomed to that. It'd be bonus if they did survive, essentially in his mind. So, and then the Triarch Stalker, I think, is still a good supporting role. So I'm going to give it that kind of second place MVP. So that is that, people. As far as battle reports go, this one, life. It's we haven't put as many film battle reports out in the past, probably a couple weeks here now. But this one is good for the 1,000 points. With the holiday season coming up, we might have a little bit more of a slowdown of video taking and playing games. But as we go along, we'll get out as many videos as possible. And we're probably going to stick with this 1,000-point format. I'm going to do a video, hopefully kind of in the interim during the holiday season, talking about 1,000-point battles and how we play them. Because we do play a very hybrid 1,000-point kind of, the table is a Strike Force table. at 1,000 points on the incursion size table, man, that is such a tiny thing. We're going to get into that, our reasoning behind what we do in 1,000 points. We think it's actually a nice way to play, and also a nice way to build armies at 1,000 points. So, but with that said, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe as always. We are still around. We are still going to be, putting out video content as much as possible. Very excited about some of these new armies coming. Every winter I kind of start, twiddling my fingers here and saying what army should I start for the summer. And I don't always start an army, but man, the Zestra Militarum, the Imperial Guard armies look absolutely awesome. So who knows, kind of a look-see in the future if that will be. But like and subscribe as always, and thank you for watching Dark Strategies.